Hello everyone, welcome to Season 2 Hero League, Garden of Terror, and we are first pick. Now this is some post-commentary of a game that was done quite a while ago. I think it was the release of Samuro. So it's a fair while ago. So he's instantly going to get banned out because he's super OP when this was done. Unfortunately, we have had some computer issues over here. Very big computer issues. And then I was ill for a little while, so it's kind of put a spanner in the works. But I've got a bunch of games already recorded, and it means we're just going to have to do some post-commentary for a while. Which means we can hopefully be a little bit analytical if the games don't end too quickly. But, yeah. Now as first pick, we have the option of a overpowered assassin or one of the strongest supports. So we're going to go for the strongest support. It's not something I usually get to do, is first pick Malf, and if I showed you this video 6 months ago you would say, what the hell are you doing first picking MALFURION? They're going to lock in with the Alarak Tracer. Tracer she's like Illidan. She's either God tier or dumpster tier. So obviously paired with the Tassadar, she's a little bit more God tier with the Tassadar. So we're going to drop in chat. We should probably ban Tassadar or ETC, because ETC is normally a strong tank. Although our tank is hovering ETC. So we'll see. Alarak is a bit of a funny one, because he doesn't exactly collect seeds very quickly. He can't do the garden terror very quickly, and it's not a lane, it's not a map where you do 1 and 4 in the lane splits. So it's a bit of a funny choice. Although he can, obviously, he's a great playmaker, Alarak. So I guess it just depends on how good the player is. We have a Tychus, which I like. Tychus's minigun works in the garden terror when it's controlled by a player, not the actual one that drops seeds, so you can kill the Garden Terror pretty fast. It also works on the Dragon Knight, and overall Tychus is just really strong right now. Greymane, on the other hand, is considered very weak right now. So, I don't know whether I'm feeling that. We did ban out Tassadar, and hey, they actually banned out ETC. So we got both of our ban choices, thanks to the enemy team. So, which means they're left with Muradin. Which means we are left with Johanna as the other tier 1.5 tank. Muradin at ETC tier 1, I would say Johanna's like tier 1.5. But it looks like we're going for the hyper aggression comp with the Tyrael 2 melee assassins. You can argue Greymane is ranged and melee, but he's still vulnerable in both forms, I would say. They also lock in Jaina. Yes, I mean, Jaina's okay against melee assassins because she has that chill effect and can potentially slow them, burst them down, run away, but she doesn't get ice block till level 20, and we have a lot of aggression. Even Tychus can DPS on the move to close the gap from ranged to melee, so it's a very risky comp. High risk, high rewards. Dive in, kill everybody, or dive in and everybody on our team dies. One or the other, everyone's gonna die. Now the thing is, you would probably want an Oriel, maybe a other support. I don't know. I mean, MALFURION doesn't have burst heals, but he has a lot of utility in silences and roots and all that good jazz. They actually lock in Uther, which is not great for them. Is it just me, or do loading screens the last few months seem a lot quicker? I don't know, just feels like that to me. We're going to pick up Moonburn at level 1 because it increases our wave clear. One way you can be extra useful as a support is to have wave clear. It's one of those things that made tanks first pick material. Leoric, because he had wave clear. Johanna, because she has wave clear. So if you can have that on your support, it means you don't have to sacrifice your assassin choices and tank choices to also have wave clear. Tyrael, not the greatest wave clear, but the rest of our heroes are. I'm going to face check a bush, but it's okay, team. It's an all elaborate bait to drop the roots and annihilate Jaina. But we forget, obviously, they have the flanking tracer, and we're going to pay for it. She's going to pay for it. It's a 2-for-1. Is Alarak going to die? It's a 3-for-1. Oh my god, is Tyrael going to die? It's a 4-for-1, and Tyrael doesn't even die. Such an elaborate bait. 4-for-1, it was all just a plan. Tiger's got the 3 killing blows there. But I guess it's because he attacks so fast. Alright, so Malfurion I would say is tier 1 right now because he just has... I think it was with the change of his route. The route now is very, very reliable in terms of a form of CC to follow up with. He also has, obviously, heals over time. You can use the route to chain CC, catch somebody out, and also disengage. It's great for self-disengage. If you find yourself as a Malfurion a little bit up in the wrong position, then just drop the roots on yourself, and then anybody melee cannot get near you. A little bit of a team deathmatch going on here, for I don't know why. Not really much point to this team fight, but you know, we'll take it. If we can kill somebody, we'll take it. But we are giving up lane XP for this. But so is the enemy team, so it's not that bad. I would say at this level, soaking the lane is more important than getting a kill, because a minion wave at this level is worth more than a kill. I think it's either the same or a little bit more than a tower as well. So minion waves super important in the early game. And let's get back to discussing Malfurion. So you can see now, we're totally fine with, you know, clearing this wave with the Moonburn. It's great stuff. Allows the team to do other things instead of clearing the wave. You could argue that support, you know, shouldn't be on their own even if they have wave clear, because they should be healing their teammates. But you know, this lane, the top lane, is very close to this objective, so we're good to do that. Also, one thing to note, much like Azmodan, I was going to say Amazon, much like Azmodan, you want to keep your D ability, your trait, constantly on cooldown. You can't use it on yourself, but it does give maximum mana, I think, a percentage of maximum mana to a nearby targeted hero. So, Tychus shouldn't need a lot, but if he's in range and nobody else is, we're going to chuck it on him. Tyrael, very mana hungry, so we're going to be wanting to drop it on Tyrael, but of course, we want to be chucking it on our carries. There's not such thing as a carry, but if there was, it would be kind of the melee assassin role, so we're going to be trying to pump them full of mana. Obviously, if we had a Li Ming, we'd probably pump her full of mana as well, same as a Vala. So we want that ticking constantly, always on cooldown. Our Q ability, you know, it's just a heal over time. It did have a burst heal talent at level 4 that got removed, so he's almost purely heal over time now. Which means he can't really deal with burst that well unless you can actually just disengage as a team, or maybe fight through it with self-sustain for each of your heroes. On our W, obviously it's Moonfire, but I constantly just call it Moonburn. It's our wave clear. It's also a little bit of harass. And it also reveals, so they have a tracer, but if they did have the Zeratul, we can easily reveal the Zeratul, and I think it reveals for 4 seconds, so it's pretty good. And obviously his trademark ability is the roots. Oh, nice collapse onto Alarak, and guess what? The roots confirm the kill. So because he was rooted, he couldn't walk away and then telekinesis back into his gate. He had to telekinesis, but he was already rooted. Even if you telekinesis while rooted, you're still rooted. You're just rooted in a different spot. It doesn't stop the root. So the roots, like I say, are disengaged. Good for locking somebody down for your team to initiate onto. And also it's just good for a follow-up. Now we don't actually have hard CC like a Muradin or an ATC power slide, maybe a Diablo Slam, Tyran Stun into the root follow-up. And we just get wrecked there. Just completely wrecked. We were way too aggressive, way too pushed up. And yeah, we're gonna die. That was a stupid death. Alarak's telekinesis range is very deceptive. He can grab you from a lot further away than you think. So back to Malfurion. I think that's why he's a tier 1 support right now, just because he has so many tools in his arsenal. He has mana return, he has heal over time, he has wave clear, he has reveal, he can get cleanse, he can AoE root. The root's not just for one person. Imagine Thrall. Imagine if Thrall could just send out 5 wolves and root the entire team. It's insane. So Malfurion has the power to root an entire team, which will set up an initiate, or you can wait for the initiate and follow up with the root to extend the CC duration on a target. A good thing to do is if you're, pressuring an enemy team into their base, where the gate is between the 2 towers, you can drop a root in there, and it's a bit like a zoning maw. Even though you didn't catch anybody in the roots or the maw, they can't run back into their base, otherwise they will get rooted. And if they get rooted after they've spent an extra 3 seconds running around trying to avoid the root, that's like an extra 2 seconds of being rooted. So that's 5 seconds. And at that point, it probably would have been better for them just to run into the root. Anyway, we digress. Level 10, Twilight Dream. It's probably the best in 95% of cases, is just go Twilight Dream. If your team come under heavy fire, what do? You drop the Twilight Dream and give the whole enemy team an AoE 500 damage. 500 damage from a support on the entire team. That's a lot of damage. You don't expect that. You're like, oh, we have this Malfurion on the run. And then he just turns around, Twilight Dreams you, gives you a whole bunch of damage to the face, and then silences you for an eternity.
Your terror is starting to wilt. I'd hurry if I
So far, we're ahead on kills, I think. We're ahead on levels, but we're structurally equal, I would say. And they're actually pushing into our keep. I think with a plant plus a minion wave plus a mercenary camp, it's definitely better for us to defend in this scenario. You can see Tychus using the minigun on the plant deals an absurd amount of damage, and even if it doesn't kill it, I mean, most of the time it's better just to wait for the plant to time out. But here comes a team fight. We root Tracer in place. Tracer has to get Divine Shield. Alarak comes in for the flank. We're not really bothered. We're not really bothered about this Alarak. He doesn't seem to be doing much. Uthas gave up at the top. He's just gave up. Tychus is just wailing on him. We kill Jaina. We kill Alarak. And we got the other 2 on the run. They're just splitting in every direction. Uther ran top. Mirrodin ran right to our base. Tracer got polymorphed and tried to run to her base. I think Jaina tried to run backwards and up towards their middle fort. They just scattered in every single direction. Uther was not in range to heal anybody, and at the end he just gave up, stood on the spot. I think Zeratul and Greymane did a really good job of jumping onto the Jaina. I think in general the Greymane and Zeratul were pretty good. I was not really confident in such a dive heavy melee composition, but so far it's working out really well. We just have so much aggression, they can't really deal with it. This Tracer and Alarak, honestly, haven't really noticed them in this game so far. I mean, Tyrael's taking 0 damage from this. This is a big Ring of Frost coming in. Sanctification saves Tychus. Twilight Dream completely whiffs, so that was my bad. We get a root onto Jaina. Zeratul killed Tracer. Greymane comes in and kills Jaina. And all of a sudden, Muradin's completely on his own. Yeah, we're on the same page. This team is just interlocked mentally. We're just on the same page. We're like a hive mind. We can all read each other's thoughts. It's pretty good. You can see Uther has tilted PG Assault, and he is now split pushing Uther. Probably the worst character in the game to split push on, I would say. I don't think he's gone for Holy Fire. But even then, he's not really great. We drop a cleanse onto Tyrael there, just in case we see any follow-up damage and chill and slows from Jaina. It's pretty hard to cleanse a telekinesis. So what I was doing there was trying to cleanse the follow-up from the telekinesis. We see Zeratul did kill Uther in the top lane. Surprise, surprise. I didn't really see that ending any other way. And at this moment, I mean, Uther's losing them the game single-handedly. Yeah, we're playing very well as a team. And I think because we're playing so well as a team, it's meant that Uther is he's just completely tilt mode right now, which is just solidifying our victory. If we weren't winning before, we certainly are now. Jaina has split from Uther, and that means we're going to send a zoning route. We're going to ice block the rest of the damage, and then we're going to heal up our dudes. And again, Uther just on his own, standing around dying. So they're not particularly playing well as a team, but this Uther is completely throwing the game for them. They aren't that far behind. They're 2 forts behind, that's about it. The biggest thing in this game so far, not the kills. Kills don't really matter. You can have 50 kills to 20, doesn't really matter. It's all about the XP soakage. So they're 2 forts down, but they have all their keeps. The only big thing in this game is the level advantage. And again, those forts that they haven't killed, that's just a little tub of XP ready to be collected. So the plant's going for a tower, a keep, which is good, but getting the other XP might have been better. We're just going to force our way in here. We can see Uther split pushing top. So this is a 3v3, but one of our players is a terror. And I'm just staying in the back line. Oh, we see a flank from Alarak, but you don't flank a Twilight Dream Malfurion because you're going to get Twilight Dreamed and rooted in place. And just absolutely murdered. That was a bit embarrassing for Alarak. And then the plant and Tyrael going to finish off Jaina. Muradin died somewhere. Oh, Muradin was in the plant. Muradin's just going to die. So at this point, what they could have done was group as 5, defended the keep. Even if the keep goes down, they could have defended the core. But Uther threw the game. They tried to defend as 3. And I think that's just going to be GG. Tracer just disintegrates. We've got a B MVP. So, I mean, we did play really well, but it caused, because of us playing really well, it caused the enemy team to tilt and just entirely throw the game. You can see Uther did nothing. 12,000 healing to 35,000 healing. 229 points, and I'll see you in the next video for our promotion game.